gonna be a talk with me. This is what I'm gonna be talking about. I just pray that it's no trolls on here, because this is something that I heard. So I'm not trying to get weird or nothing like that. I'm just gonna have a talk with me because I know people are really strange. Well, I was looking up this, I was looking up something because I had heard about it online. It's like something about panda. It's like a panda ritual or some shit like that. I was trying to figure out what that means. And so then I came across this guy, which I feel like all of this is symbolic. I came across this guy, and I'm thinking he's gonna have like good, and he had posted about it, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch this video to tell me what it is. And he's talking about like sex and orgasms and all that shit, which really kind of explains why guys don't deserve to be spiritualists, like, because you guys don't have the right mindset. Like, I've only seen truly gay men do spiritual, like really take it serious. Like, I've only seen like straight men use it as a means for like sex. But anyway, so I was trying to figure out what this was, like what the fuck is it? And then he was like explaining something about, it just didn't make sense. But what like caught my eye before I came on here, he was talking about, oh, there is a nerve inside of the male butthole that they're trying to trigger because it causes altered states or illusions. So maybe men liking men, or men wanting to have sex with little boys, or anything like that. Really getting that, like, once you break the hymen of the asshole, like, then you start having all these weird, wild fantasies. And like, yeah, I don't know, but I just thought that was like really weird and kind of fucking creepy. But it was basically explaining how like this was what like they're trying to get at. So he was like basically explaining like why so many men have sex with each other, and that's why, because the butthole creates an altered state of illusion. So it's almost like being on drugs, like having sex with another man is like a drug. Like, basically, you know, like when someone has an affair and it's almost like a drug, or it's like so toxic that it gets you high. I'm really getting that. Like, this is why so many men are having sex with each other or in the industry, because it creates a high, even like for quote unquote straight men who are getting their dicks sucked by other men. It creates a high. Like gay porn, I'm getting like a lot of straight men who like gay porn, or a lot of straight men who like men, or like children, or like little boys. I'm really getting little boys. I'm really getting like something creates a high. Like, even like hiding the secret is like creating a high. I'm really getting that. But yeah, so it's really, I don't know, I just get like grossed out a little bit because these are like the same men that are like pretending to be your masculines and things of that nature. So that's why it's just so appalling and gross. I can't even explain to you what I've seen before in my life, but like I've literally seen a man before watching this. So I can like really attest to this. Like, even in Euphoria, when they have that scene to whereas like those gay men are sleeping with those women because it's creating a high. I don't know. All I know is like if a man is penetrated in the asshole, it creates a high type shit. Is basically what it's saying, and it is kind of gross. I need to go get my juice. So then, like, I'm thinking that means inside of each man, every man is gay. Is basically what it's saying. Like, men are meant to be gay. It's basically like the rules they're trying to like articulate. Because if something is natural anatomy, they're gonna put that into propaganda. Like, oh, you were supposed to be gay. You were supposed to do this. Like, you were supposed. I'm also getting like opening yourself up, like you're supposed to open yourself up like a girl would or something like that. I don't know. But that's what I'm getting, like you're supposed to do this because if kind of like, you know, say for instance before a girl has sex and she has a hymen, like you're supposed to have sex basically. I don't know, this is like a cult. I don't know, like someone's in a cult or not, but it sounds like some type of cult training, like, oh, you're supposed to do this, like that, or you're supposed to. I'm really getting like oral sex of men, like I don't know, but I'm just getting like something, I don't know, I really don't, like, it causes erections or some shit like that. It really disgusts me and grosses me out on a high level to know that. Like, yeah, it could be like these men are getting fucked by aliens and like creatures and stuff. Like, all men are gay is basically what it's saying, and so you should accept it. But I feel like there's like a part for women, like women who date gay men. Like, is this supposed to be okay? Because it's a part of their anatomy. Like, if you're a guy, your boyfriend is gay, he's more open to you, and he should be more sensitive, and he should be more loving and caring and affectionate. So that's how you know if a man is gay, I guess. Like, oh, if a man gets bent over, like, then he'll be more affectionate to you and loving and feminine. So if you have a feminine man, more than likely he like got bent over or he got his pee-pee sucked by another man because he's now open to his emotions. It's basically like someone is like, oh, this is gonna open you up to your emotions, basically. And it does. That's why a lot of men are closed, because their buttholes are closed, or like, yeah, is really what I'm getting to, or something like that. I don't know. It's actually very disturbing, I must admit. And so I was only trying to learn about the panda thing, something about the eyes or something like that, but I didn't learn shit, moral of the story. And so, yeah, I just learned that nasty thing. Like, I didn't even finish watching the video. This is just like literally what I got from him just saying like there is a nerve inside of a guy's anus that like it's very euphoric, basically is what he said. And mind you, I could pass out because that's so gross. This is a man telling you this, so I don't know if this man is gay, like he's done gay rituals himself, because mind you, this was a man that said this, and I don't know how he would know this, anything of that nature. Of course, they say, I don't know, they said, somebody said that it's in the Kabbalah or some shit like that, but he probably had sex with a man too, because I remember when I was with my ex, and I really believe this is the real reason why we broke up, because they wanted me, we were like, they wanted, I feel like they thought that we were gonna do like threesomes and things of that nature when I had my birthday party at this Airbnb, and I just wasn't into it, but they kept hinting at it, and then I thought he fucked my best friend, and then I also thought that he was fucking his own friend. Like they would slap each other on the ass and lay in the bed together and like go like this. It was like so weird, and I was like, that's weird. And then like guys who like do everything for their friends, like, oh, like everything, like he would do like all this stuff for his friends. It was so weird. Like, and I remember one time, like he was like, oh well, I don't need you because I have Steve, which is what his name was. He was like, well, I have this, da da da. And then it was just like weird, like I don't know, like a lot of these men are gay, and then they're gonna make it seem like, oh, that's the new wave to date a gay man because they're more feminine and they care about you more, but that's not true. I don't know what's going on. Is more of what I'm trying to say. Like a lot of these men are pretending to be masculine and they're feminine. And then I just don't know. It's like so weird. But that's really what I learned today, because that's something I never knew. So they're using anatomy science against people, which is pretty gross. Also getting the girls who have sex with the gay men, like I remember my cousin told me that this man asked her if like she would use a strap on with him and he would pay her like money. That's weird. That's so weird and strange. You learn something new every day. It's like all together, like they like that shit. And then you guys see how Diddy is being like publicized a lot. Like everyone and their dad knows that Diddy is gay. Y'all remember when I first did my Illuminati industry cards and I put P. Diddy Party? Everyone knows about P. Diddy Party. Like that's the main example I can do for you guys. Young Miami is like in love with and dating a gay man that everyone knows is gay. I mean, I think we're all gonna come into contact with that energy. I hope not, but I'm really getting that. Like, if you really, like, that is like a super L for the city girls, you guys. And it's like, think about it, it's so much more. Like, that's the reason why they're so big, because it's teaching girls to be their own independent woman, regardless of a man or what a man has to offer, basically, is what a city girl is supposed to be. But this lady is dating a gay man. I don't know. I don't like, it's just very not okay. And like, they like these men, they be gay, and then they get like all these women to fall in love with them. Like a cult. Because if you date this like gay man, if you're with this gay man, because a lot of women, they stay with these gay men because of like sexual addictions and things of that nature. Like you have to have some type of sexual addiction to not want out. Like say for instance, you figured out like, oh, that your spouse is gay, or that like someone that you talk to is gay, and for you not to want out, for you not to even think about it, you must have some type of sexual addiction, or you are rationalizing this. Like, I don't know who this message is for, but this is like rationalizing, like, oh, well, they're not gay to me, or I don't know. This is all like, and you guys know, like, yeah, like, and that's so gross. Like, you're gay. Why are you even like? And then those be the main men that are putting women against each other, the ones that are gay. And then like some of them try to portray like, and a lot of them have kids. I feel so bad for these people's kids. A lot of them have kids and shit like that. Like I'm not, before they even try to get a spouse, majority of them have kids. Like how do you, like I wonder how those women feel to like figure out that you had a kid with a gay man. To like that's like I don't know. I like, even though you guys see my logo, and I feel like I'm the best one to speak about gayness because I have been around, like a lot of people are consumed by being gay, which is fine, but it's really toxic. Like, I'm not saying being gay is toxic, but it breeds sexual addictions because it's not divine. And I could say that you guys could say that I'm a part of a cult too, because like I would be like a part of like a Virgin Mary type of cult, like whereas they don't have sex and they save themselves and then you be in isolation and shit. But I'd rather be in that type of cult than a cult that they're trying to put me in. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But even Virgin Mary was a hoe. That's the crazy part. Everything is a lie is what I'm just coming to realization. Like, we all know that, but it's all a lie. Like, even me, I'm being lied to too. I'm not a part of the gay cult thing, but there's cult. The whole world is a cult because the devil owns it, and the devil and the hierophant, which is God and the devil together, they make a cult because you have to follow by these rules, and if you don't, you get punished. Like, say for instance, like the people, say for instance, you're in like a Virgin Mary cult, and then like you like fucking like had sex before you like feel like you're being punished by God. Like every little bad thing that happened, you'd be like, oh, it's because I had sex, or it's because I like did this and I'm not married yet. Like just like they would correlate the same thing. Like they feel like, well now, and it's like it comes with so many secrets. I feel like you kind of hide this from this person, and like these people start creating porn addictions because you gotta think about it. If you are a gay male or you're hiding your sexuality, you're not gonna be open to like going to gay clubs. Like you're not open to people seeing you and shit. So it's like then they create these porn addictions because porn is a secret. Porn is like secret too, I guess. And then once you have a porn addiction, then you're addicted, like to everything. It seems like people with porn addictions, and I'm not being rude. If you have a porn addiction, that's fine. Just try to heal it, I guess. And they like everything that feels good to them, whether this be drugs, weed, or like fornication. Some people have cheating addictions. Like this is like all toxic. It's really what I'm getting to. And so that's what I'm trying to figure out. Well, I'm not trying to figure it out, but it just made it even more fucking suspect that it was a guy saying this. Like, oh, I understand, bro. Like, we all have, like, that's basically what he was saying. Like, I get you, bro. Like, if you decide to, like, bend it over, open it up, that's not the only way to open yourself up. That sounds like some really weird shit. Like, somebody told you, like, well, if you want to be more sensitive, if you want to get married, then you have to be gay. Like, that's like saying every gay man is, like, I mean, my bad. Every married man is gay because they're comforting and they're, like, it's just so weird what they're trying to do. Like, ugh. Like, and it's kind of like almost, I just keep hearing fornication. Cheating, like say for instance your spouse is cheating with the same sex, that's still fornication. Because like, I don't know why, like women do this too. I heard about this, like they'll cheat with like their same sex and they think that it's not cheating. That's still cheating. That's cheating even more. Like even gay women, I haven't touched on gay women for some reason. I just know about gay men because like even my ex, like I really loved him, like almost like a brother, a sibling. Like more than just my spouse. And so like if I get in a relationship, I truly do care about you. So like I like observed the situation back, forth, around in circles, and I just realized that he was like really obsessed with guys or the attention or the approval of guys, even like to whereas I could never call, I don't know, it's just not my energy. Whereas like I would call another woman, say for instance there was a woman, like I would not call this woman big sis, or like he would call everyone like he was searching for a father, and I should have knew something was wrong about that, which is fine. Like men search for fathers, but like I'm a girl and I wasn't even searching for a father the way he was. Like he would be calling like everybody his father. And you know it's so symbolic. This also correlates to me, to young boy. Sorry, not sorry. But if you think about it, what's that nigga name? Like, think about it like okay, I told you guys that my friend correlates to my father, but this nigga is like 30 years older than me. So that makes sense. I'm not calling a nigga that's 20 or fucking 25 my fucking father. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not calling a nigga that doesn't even have a 10-year-old kid or hasn't even been a parent for a decade my father, or like someone that's raising me. Like what the fuck? It's like that's also a telltale sign. Like your daddy issues, your masculinity should overpower your daddy issues. Like you should use that as motivation. Like, oh, okay, like I don't got a daddy. You shouldn't be looking for your daddy. That's gay. You see what I'm saying? Like that's something a bitch do. Like, oh, I'm looking for a father. I'm looking for my dad. I'm looking for a daddy. Niggas don't call women daddy. Niggas don't call niggas daddy. But cause they do. And that's the reason, that's like what I'm getting at right now. It's like it all makes sense. And so that's why I just like was thinking. My shit's all over here. And so that was just like very intriguing. And then like even when I seen this show and they're like, yeah, men who do like gay porn is they get paid more, like even if you're straight or not. But wouldn't that turn you gay? Like we just said, like that's like the man's, that's like how girls say like, oh, if you sleep with a girl, then you're still straight. That's not true, you're gay, bitch. Like what the fuck? And even like with girls like being like turning gay because like they're tired of men, that's a form of a sexual addiction as well. Like what do you want so bad to where you can't wait for your next spouse? But again, this is coming from someone who has quit having sex, or like I'm not sexually active. So yeah. Then I'm just stuck on the component of that it feels like a drug. So if it feels like a drug, it then becomes an addiction. Because drugs are easily addictable, right? That's like comparing it to cocaine or heroin or some shit. Like it's a rush. Is basically what these men feel. So it's kind of, it's like when they say once you go black, you never go back. It's the same thing. Once you go gay, you never go straight, bitch. See, my clothing line it was like centered around everyone, including LGBT, but I had that huge fight, and this guy, like this man, which was transgender, and that's why like I have not been speaking on a lot of shit, but that video just touched my heart to speak. Like somebody just told me like, okay, go right and talk about this. But like my boy tried to punch me in the face, and I was still even more masculine than him. And it's so ironic that in the comment like, oh, you're so pure, oh, you're so this. Like, even though I'm in my masculine energy, say for instance, like, it's not even I'm in my authoritative energy. People confuse authoritative, boss-like for, like, masculinity. That's not true. You see what I'm saying? Like, masculine and feminine energies are meant for the divine yin and yang energy, just like negative and positive. That's why I use science a lot, because science has no emotion. Science is just straight facts. But when you start pulling kundalini and shit, you want to put a masculine and a feminine and a feminine and a masculine, you can interchange energies here. But negatives and positives will always be the same. I don't know, is what I'm saying. And I feel like these are the talks I'm probably gonna start having. But it's just interesting. Like, wow, I never knew that. Or I would never have thought about something like that. But like I said, everything is centered around science. Even the shit that, like, when we say, like, oh, Freddy Krueger's real, Candyman is real, like, Michael Myers is based on real people, factual evidence that this shit is, like, plausible or can happen to someone, right? So it's, like, interesting, like, when you say that, like, a lot of men are turning gay, or a lot of men have to go through these gay rituals because they want them to be, it's like almost like, say for instance, you have sex with a man or a girl, like, in, a heterosexual relationship, and, like, you fall in love with the sex, and you fall in love with them because the sex is attached to them, right? And so then it's the same thing. These men are starting to fall in love with other men, and then just imagine your boyfriend or your nigga cheating on you and being in love with the same sex, which is fine, but it comes with so many more problems of being you're a part of a cult. Like, it's just not okay. Like, and this is only the first discussion. This is the first talk when you about this type of shit. Like, then, like, I was gonna talk about something else, but it was just weird that came up. But it was so crazy because I'm like, what, like, I'm waiting for him to, like, go ahead and say the video. He's all sexual. But, I mean, I can't really blame him for knowing that, because that's research. It's only knowledge. But I feel like if a lot of men knew that, I wonder, like, the men who do know that, then how do they react? What is their thoughts? Like, it's almost like peer pressure. Like, come on, just one time, just hit it once. It's like being gang raped by a group of men or a group of women. Like, come on, just try. And that's literally the reason why I fought. I refuse to be in that situation. I just seen it. Like, you're grinding in my face. That's gross, and I hate you. But I don't know. People misconstrue everything. Like, you'll be more happy. Come on, it's like cheating. Like, come on, your girl won't know. Your boyfriend won't find out. Like, that's literally what that is. And then they are gonna find out anyway. And then that's the thing, because it says it alters them. It starts to alter them. So that means that's when their voice starts, that's when they start to act more feminine, because they've been penetrated. Like, they've been, like, reduced down to, like, say for instance, when you're in a sexual atmosphere, you have a masculine and feminine energy, or you have it's always going to be a yin yang energy. It does not matter what it is. Like you have someone, say for instance, like, position. This person's on the bottom, this person's on the top. It's still sub-dominant energy. So it's like you are now putting yourself down or bowing down to another man. So you automatically have to, like, withdraw energy in order to appease this man, or to do what you're doing, basically. I guess it's like, if you knew the science behind what you're doing, would you be doing what you're doing? If you knew how something was affecting you, would you, like, if you knew why, would you still do it rather than, like, how it feels? Because I feel like a lot of people be in how rather than the why. Like, if you knew why, would you be doing that? Or if you knew it all. You know what I'm saying? I know the title is crazy, but I had to put it like that. Like, it has to be like that. It's just makes you think, like, it's not, I'm not saying like, oh, ew, gross. I'm just saying like, wow, that makes so much sense why they're pushing it the way they are. I mean, they're pushing it on everyone, but like, it makes sense to why they correlate happy to being gay, which I feel like they targeted men, they always target men first, because masculine energy is war. So in order to really test something, you want to see how it combats. That's like a hypothesis. That's like some real science. Like everything is based off of science and astrology. Like if you get that in your head, you will understand that this shit is a lot of logistics, basically. Right, it's the basis of sure. Like when they say everyone that's gay, like gay means happy, it just makes so much sense. And if you think about like slavery, and things, it's not only black men, it's all men. This is the slavery of men. Like this is like the slavery of men, like literally. Of all shapes and colors, like literally, that's what the color is for. The real, say for instance, you guys know this is a prime example, Save Us is all colors. And the Black Panthers and all these societies where they fight against civil rights, they fought for all colors, right? This is the symbolism of that, right? They made gay all colors, right? Like everyone can do this, everyone can be happy. It's the same things like in the 1980s when they're pushing Coke. It's like crack, it's like cocaine, crack cocaine, basically. It's the same thing. I don't know. Yeah, this little bit. And it's like, I don't know, just like when you said that, it just like, something just dinged in my head, like ding, like that. So interesting, intriguing. The things that you'll hear. And I didn't even like finish hearing his perception. Like, I guess like once I end this live, I'm gonna go back and like, I'm like, what is his perception on that? Like, to just know, like for a guy to just know, if I were ever to be penetrated within the anal, I would completely change, which is symbolic of being gay. But, yeah. It's not, I don't think it's meant for men to bend over, but that's also like farting, just fart. Like, honestly, like, isn't it the same? No. So, it was interesting. I would like to do like, I would do like a questionnaire like on that. Like, how do you feel to know that you have a nerve inside of your anus that causes euphoria? Like a clitoris to a vagina, basically, right? That is so weird. And it just makes you think about who created this shit. God created this shit, so why? Why is it there? The body. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is anatomy, this is a skeletal, like, why is it there? Then, what are you supposed to be doing with it? Pooping, farting? I don't know. Like, why would it be there? What would ever go up an ass? It even says scientifically that nothing's supposed to go up your butt. Everything's supposed to come out. That's why the hole is so small. Like, nothing is supposed, it tears or it rips. But, like, what is that trying to say? Now I'm confused because it sounds like what? The vagina tears, the vagina rips, but girls have asses as well. Are you trying to say that? I don't know what you're trying to say. That's what I'm saying. Like, where are we getting at? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we keep pushing it. We're going to push the agenda until we get somewhere that we don't want to be. Because, like, why would God create that thing? What will be the point of that? So, like, then my mom told me, like, on Game of Thrones, there was a lot of men, like, you guys know they're royal. I never seen the show. There was a lot of men having sex with men, like, it was on some royal shit. So what the fuck are we really getting at here? And why is it in the Bible that's something else? If God made men to be gay or to be both, then why is it in the Bible? Because it's like that's what we're getting at. You're trying to correlate the asshole to the vagina, and clearly God agrees. Just saying. Like, I'm coming from a scientific version. Like, that's interesting. Like, what does that really mean? Like, that's interesting. Like, something being hidden. Yeah, like, but why still what I'm meaning to say? Like, we know like clitorises are made, right? It makes sense. That's where the organs are. But like, why would that be made unless somebody wanted that to happen? You see what I'm saying? Like, it don't make no sense. And I feel like it's so interesting, like, that I didn't know, like, in animals, like, some animals you know what they are, some animals you don't. Like, it's just so, it's like almost like somebody's using somebody's anatomy against them. Like, do men have sex with men back in the day in royal times and Egyptian times? Is that what they were trying to get to? Is this like a secret? Like, is this the shit they've been doing? Has it been known for long ago? Like, look at this card. You know what I'm saying? It's a man, it's a woman. Like, what's really supposed to go down? But just because, think about it like this, just because you have a nerve in your asshole doesn't mean that a man is supposed to penetrate. I don't know what the fuck they was into, but I'm just thinking scientifically, because he didn't necessarily say, well, a man needs to do this, so it's still gay. But what I'm saying is, it just makes you think like, what's really going on? Yeah. But that's just like a deep, super deep discussion. No, it's not raining. Like, it's not. What the fuck? I don't know where the hell you get rain. Right, like, why would I do that? Like, they say everything on your body like, everything makes sense. Like, if you think about it scientifically, that's some shit that they hide from you. When they point out the diagram of the human body and the organs, they never talk about the nerve. Like, they'll even talk like in sex anatomy. They don't even talk about that shit in sex anatomy. Like, that's something that they don't want you to know. That sounds like some Egypt shit. Most of the time when they hide some shit, that's some Egypt shit. It's on like what's really going on. It sounds like some shit that Pharaoh used to do with some shit like that, and it's like being hidden. Like, why would you not know that you have nerves in your ass that has to do with the sexual organs? Like, why would you know that? And especially think about it like this: why would you not be educating people, gay people, on their type of sex? Because they don't have intercourse the same way that we have intercourse. So why would you not be educating them on that shit? So that would be the first thing you would tell a gay couple or something of that nature, especially for those people who are into sex education, the people who even teach about like having better sex. Why aren't you saying that? Or are you? That's what I'm like trying to figure out. Like, that sounds like something that a man should know. You see what I'm saying? Like, because if you were to put two and two together, that would make sense to why you want to get in my ass. You want me to feel good. It's the same shit as sex magic. That's sex magic. Like, you use a feel-good substance stimulant to make you feel good about the person or the object at hand. That's magic. That's real life. Like, that's crazy though. Like, when you just think about it, like, everything else makes sense. You got the boobs, you got the breasts To whereas like you got the everything makes sense. These pump milk, everything that makes sense. But why the fuck do y'all have a nervous system in your ass that equates to the clitoris? Why? That's strange. Yeah, that could be what they're trying to say, like God, not either sex. God is multi. God is energy. First of all, God is not a person. Jesus is. That's what He created Jesus in His image. He gave Jesus His energy. God has. When you hear about deity, you hear about gods. The reason why I say deity so much because we think about superpowers and things of that nature. People don't want to say these things are real, but what about Zeus? What about all these things? You see what I'm saying? God gave Jesus His energy. Right? So Jesus had a God-like energy. Jesus had that type of energy. You see what I'm saying? And of course, that's like basically like how he was able to walk on water. That's nothing but pure power, baby. What else can you say? Because if I can do something and you can't do it, and you can't do it, and you can't do it, and nobody else in the world can do it, that's a world record. Then at that point, that's like the first time we ever see some shit ever in our lives. So it's like you gotta understand energy, you gotta understand the Bible as well, but then you gotta also understand who the fuck wrote the Bible. Because not only do you not want to be reading some shit that has no substance to you and your bloodline, you don't want to be reading some shit that's a fucking lie. Even when we talk about Virgin Mary, who is Virgin Mary really? Who the fuck is Virgin Mary to Joseph, and who the fuck is Joseph to Virgin Mary? Because all we know, Joseph could have did Mary wrong. And that's the reason why she had a baby by God. God gifted her a child. You never know how she will. You never know. Like, everything is just confusing and concealed and a mystery. Like, that just opened up my mind to like so many more virtues, just knowing that like I'm gonna ask a few men, like I really wanna know. Atlanta is the best place to ask. Like I would wanna know first, I wanna know, like I wanna ask straight men before you like, how do you feel about knowing that you have a clitoris equivalent in your ass? How would you feel about that? And then how would you feel about the gay men making passes at you, trying to get in between your ass, trying to get you to feel good? That's like a root to drool situation, a drools to roost situation. You know what I'm saying? Somebody trying to push their shit on you. I don't know. Then only imagine you doing cocaine and I said cocaine because this is really truly addicting. It becomes an addict. Also, like it's so many things I should talk about. Like even how men get attracted to young girls. How do you have sex with somebody? Like get them pregnant, change their vernacular, change their bodies, and then say you don't want that person, and then say you want to go back. You know what I'm saying? It's just none of it makes sense. A lot of shit don't make sense. They want to make sense. And it don't make sense still. That's like a nigga telling you he not cheating. You got the messages in your phone, but you believe him because the dick is good. I swear to God. Like, the shit don't make sense, but you believe in it because it feels good. The shit not good for you. You go to jail, but you still doing it because it's a fantasy of yours. It's all the same shit. Like, I want to know. Like, I just want to know a lot of shit. Like, would there still be gayness if they did not have that nerve, basically? Because think about it like this. Men start all the trends. Women follow after men. You see what I'm saying? In like a dictatorship type of world, women follow after men. So they first taunt the men, like we just said, we talked about we talked about masculine energy being chaotic. We do that first. And then that's when you go into the women. Because the women are more easily to control. All you gotta do is get them to follow a nigga or get them to follow the man, the daddy or the nigga in their life. That's the main way you get to control the woman. It's not hard. a lot of women don't think, they don't use their left side of the brain at all. They want another nigga to think for them. And that's dangerous within itself. I believe that, like, even like when women had to pretend to be men to fight fighting the war and things like that, like it's all the equivalent. Everything is connected. Like that shit crazy though. Like how that one little situation, that one little information just open that shit up to everything. Like, and I keep saying open up, like it's the same thing as if like a girl were to lose her virginity. A guy has a virginity too. A guy has two virginities. And that's just crazy to say. So they say God is a masculine energy. We say we call on him, we call on he, we never call on she. Some people may, but in other cultures and religions we call on him. Because why? Women need somebody to follow. You want to follow masculine energy. The world is used to dictatorship whether they want to admit it or not. America just put that shit in a different layman's term. They put that shit in dumbman's term. Other niggas just come out with that shit and say, hey, we're controlling you, listen to us, and they say, okay. They gotta dress it up for niggas real good. It's still the same shit. How do you think they're making the same? How are you making allies with people that have completely different government systems as you? Or are you not? That's what's I'm like, it's all just don't make sense. And it starts with sex. It all starts with sex. It starts the day you were born with your sex. Are you a boy? Are you a girl? That's when they start doing magic on you. It starts with the sex. The sex, think about that word. I always think about the words that they put on shit. I don't know who created words. I think about the shit like that far back. Like, how the fuck did you come up with this and this word to correlate to this meaning type shit? Like, that's why I be thinking about shit like that. Like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, the sex of the child determines the child's life. The way the child will live, the clothes the child will wear, the armor that the child will be put on. Do you understand that? Like, it's deeper than what we feel. When we say like, oh, what's the sex of your child? You learn that shit before you learn anything else. You learn if your kid is a boy or girl. Or you learn if your kid is gonna like boys or girls. That's what you learn before anything else. You got 8-year-olds, 2-year-olds transitioning, turning gay, like coming out, all this shit, that's really young. You don't, your brain, as far as development wise and environmental systematics, like how you move in life and how you like interpret people, interpret situations, is not developed till you're 7 years old. So that's 3 years after you just developed your brain to say, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this. So about 7 years old, these kids know they sex. They know what they gonna like. And really, honestly, that's science. Because if a kid has developed, they shouldn't be thinking about sex, but the shit is implanted into them before they're even out the womb. Sex. What's your sex? I'm a little girl. I'm a little boy. Whatever. That's a little girl, that's a little boy, whatever. Until you become a parent, and then you are in your divine energy, supposedly. Some people don't get there until they reach parenthood. Then they have to live in their higher calling. They have to live for not only them, but for other people. Say, for instance, you're an influencer, like you do what I do, and you channeling not only for you, but you channel for other people. You are also in a divine energy because you're not only living for yourself, you're living for others. See what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy. Should really think about that shit. That shit just makes me think. I don't know, I'm hearing something about colors Because when you think about Mars, which Mars, this is all science. This shit is scientifically proven. This shit is factual. Science is facts. Science don't have no emotions. You nothing like this. Mars is red. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. The moon is of a silver color, right? So you think about things like that. You think about everything has, like, you don't even gotta put it in scientific terms. You see what I'm saying? You could even go and just look at the color of shit. You could look at a commercial, you could look at a TV show and look at the colors they're trying to advertise to you and know the emotions that they're trying to advertise to you. Like if they're trying to advertise red, they advertise rage, anger, assertiveness. It just depends on the spectrum. You could be assertive, you could be boss, like you could be anything of that nature. Like that's that energy. Like you see, like it's just so much going on. Like it don't got nothing to do with me, but I just thought like, wow, that was very interesting to know. I wonder how like other people feel like that. I don't understand. I'm not sure what that even means. I gotta look that up. I would have to look that up. I have people just sit there, like, fix me out. And this is a mess ass neighborhood. I shouldn't be like, oh, freaked out about shit. I'm like, why are you singing? You know what? I'm gonna ask somebody and I'm gonna get that response for y'all. Like, I'm gonna start like, bitch, it's so many questions to be asked. Like, I really like, I type of bitch, I ask some niggas that shit. Like, and then it makes it even more better because you can't give no bad answer. The way the LGBTQ community is, sorry if I say that, like, y'all, these motherfuckers, that you can't really speak down on them, so you gotta really answer because you can't come off like a homophobe. That would be like the best one to do, bro. Like, so how do you feel that there's a nerve inside of your ass to make you feel good? Because I'm gonna say it just like that, straight off the move. Like, what, nigga? Exactly. That's some shit they know, but you don't know that shit. That's sickening. Does it make you want to try that hoe? Like, I wonder that too. Like, so now how do you feel after you know that shit? You gotta be careful. See, trans and stuff like that, we not in that situation like that. Alright, girl. All I'm saying is you never know who writing the shit. Who not writing the shit. For real. That's why I need I'm probably not gonna smoke this one, but I'm just gonna roll it. I actually accomplished my goal, what I said I was gonna do. So I'm excited about that. Right, I was gonna say, I wonder if they're gonna try to give me, they ain't gonna give me, cause bitch, that's what's protecting me, science. Science is protecting me. You can't get mad at me, this is science. I'm not saying, y'all nasty. I'm not saying this what the Illuminati doing, I'm not saying this what nobody doing. All I'm saying is y'all may be in the court. Cause y'all all doing the same shit, y'all don't even know it. That's just science, that's real life shit, that's some real life shit. But all I'm saying, I'm just bringing the situation that you got a nerve in your asshole that you may or may not know about. that's what they after. It's like, if you want to say that is like kind of girly, cause niggas after pussy. So somebody after your anus. Mm-hmm. Like that's dangerous. But that's really all I got to say, y'all. Leave your comments down. I want to know how y'all feel. If you feel anything, I'm gonna come back. I'm probably gonna do more of these, but yeah.